Good day. You are watching the CAOT TV show on the WBGR Gospel Network. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy November to you. I am one of your co hosts, Lynn Pender. I am joined today by none other than Leroy McKenzie Jr.
Good
Leroy.
morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. And as you can see, we have a phenomenal woman of God who's here with us, and we're going to talk to her and introduce her a little later on. She came all the way up from Charlottesville, Virginia?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, North Carolina. Wow. We're so honored to have you today.
Absolutely.
It's an honor to be here.
Absolutely. So we'll introduce her in a few minutes, but you know how we do. We have some housekeeping we have to do, right?
Absolutely. Got to take care of the house first.
Where do you want to start?
Well, actually, let's start off since this is November, the beginning of November.
Okay.
Let's start off with our CAOT calendar, wall calendar.
Yes.
Now we know we're at the end of the year. We're in November, but as you all know, because y'all been watching all year long, we have our Christian Authors on Tour wall calendar that we've been highlighting the Christian Authors on Tour authors all each month. We have a author that we kind of highlight, talk about their books, their ministries, their messages a little bit. So we just want to kind of start off with that. And this month's calendar author or Christian author on tour Christian author is none other than Miss Whitney J. Hogans.
Yes.
Now, Whitney is a mother, author, motivational speaker, educator, and so much more. Whitney's purpose in life is to share the goodness of Christ in an honest, raw, authentic way. She's determined to share the realness of the walk with God, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes,
and we can't
Lord.
forget that to show all of it.
Right.
But Whitney is also has facilitated presentations in the field of education as well as ministry-based public speaking. She's also worked as a contributing writer for theexaminer.com. She resides here in Maryland with her two sons, Quincy and Kevin. And the title of her book is When God's Will Hurts. When God's will hurts, because all of us know His will isn't always what we want sometimes.
And it can be a very
painful
journey. Absolutely. And just a shout out to Whitney. She is such an inspiration. She's also an educator. We were talking about teaching, and she has two young sons, and she's going through a health battle right now, a health challenge, I should say. And so just want to ask our prayer warriors. We're standing on Isaiah 58:8 for Sister Whitney, and we want you to stand on that too. And so just lift her up in prayer, right?
Absolutely,
Amen.
absolutely,
Yes, 'cause God is a
absolutely.
healer.
Yes,
Definitely.
he is. Yes, he is. And so I'm excited because, as you mentioned, we're coming towards the end of 2018. And so guess what we're getting ready for in 2019? Another calendar.
Another
right?
calendar. There it is. There it is.
So stay tuned. We definitely want you to purchase the 2018 CAOT photo wall calendars, which feature 12 authors, members of Christian Authors on Tour. We're going to do it again in 2019, feature 12 more authors. Hopefully you will be able to hear something. I'm hoping probably before the end of November we can start taking orders for that 2019 CAOT photo wall calendar. And it's a great keepsake.
Absolutely,
It's a great
absolutely.
way to support indie local Christian authors. And it's just a great way to be able to look up every month and just be inspired.
Absolutely, and I think that's a key thing. That's what these authors do with their message,
Yes.
with their ministry that they have,
Yes.
and just some great things. And it's a great exposure for those authors that you probably ordinarily might not hear about, other than the wall calendar. And you get to know a little bit about them and who they are, their
Yes.
books, and how you can support them, not just the Christian Authors on Tour, but them as well too.
Absolutely. And they are Christian Authors on Tour, truth be be told.
Exactly.
And one of the reasons why this venue was created, Christian Authors on Tour, was an opportunity to showcase men and women who are using writing as a tool for Christian ministry and who are on fire for God. And one way we do that is through the TV show. And so we're so excited that you're tuned in to the CAOT TV show. But we also have a blog talk radio show that we do the first, the third, and the fifth Friday of the month.
Absolutely.
And in addition to those media opportunities, we have a multi-state Christian book tour. We're gearing up for that.
2019.
Here we come. We're looking at stops in Savannah, Georgia, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Harlem, New York, St. Louis, Missouri, as well as Boston, Massachusetts.
I know.
Yeah, so
Mitzi.
roll, right?
Mitzi.
Yeah, Mitzi Carasculo is getting that together for us in terms of the Boston style. But we're really excited about what God has planned. And make no mistake about it, it is a lot of work.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is a lot of
Definitely,
work and
yes.
a lot of planning and a lot of money expenses
Exactly.
that go into this.
Yes.
And so we thank each and every one of you for sewing into Christian Authors on Tour. We thank authors like yourself for sewing into this broadcast for us to make this possible.
Yes.
But we want to encourage you, if you want to purchase a CAOT calendar, if you want to gift an opportunity for an author in your life. Christmas is coming up, Kwanzaa is coming up, Hanukkah is coming up. If you want to gift an author in your life with the opportunity to be part of the Christian Authors on Tour family, or even to purchase one of the calendars, either the 2018 or the 2019 calendar, visit us online at www.christianauthorsontour.com.
And also, if you want to sponsor if you are a business and you want to sponsor the Christian Authors on Tour TV show, then you want to absolutely connect with us. We would love to have you as a sponsor. We enjoy those giving business Christian businesses or businesses exposure on the show. So we definitely welcome that.
And we actually have a sponsor, and it's not a Christian business,
Absolutely.
but he was our first business sponsor. And so, that's putting our Christian business owners to the task.
Exactly.
Somebody who's not Christian sold into this Christian Authors on Tour TV show. But it's called the Freedom Company, the Freedom Paper Company. And you can visit it online at thefreedompapercompany.com. They sell all types of paper products. And not only do they sell it, Leroy, but they also make it and distribute it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so it's all the way around homegrown. And so that's the freedompapercompany.com. Check them out. And we're so thankful for them sewing into the CAOT TV show as our first corporate sponsor.
Absolutely, absolutely. So connect with us if you want to be a sponsor. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So,
I think we got somebody sitting in the red seat, in the hot seat.
Look, she came matched.
I know, right?
Ready. So tell us a little bit about who we have here.
Well, for those that may not know, we're about to introduce none other than Miss Gwen J. And let me tell you a little bit about her. Gwen J is an award-winning educator, motivational speaker, freelance writer whose health and fitness articles have appeared in magazines. She has earned degrees from the University of New Orleans and Xavier University of Louisiana. Gwen's life mission is mentoring and coaching others on how to pursue the passions while being resilient. Wait till y'all hear her story, y'all. I got just a little bit to tell you. I mean, it is a pleasure and an honor to meet her. We're going to talk a little bit about her book, Never Give Up. So we want to get right into it and to introduce everyone to none other than Miss Gwen J. So we want to thank you for being here today.
It is a pleasure and an honor to be here. I didn't know that this place existed. God has truly given you favor, and all speaking from independent publishers and writers all over the world. this is a blessing. It's very thankful because normally if you're not with a mainstream publisher, and I'm not going to name any names, you cannot get your book sold in certain stores, you know that. Yes. And I was able to, by the grace of God, to with a team of 3 people, to actually put on 3 book signings. All right. Yes, and it was a lot of work. I heard you talking about all the different places you're traveling to. People don't understand the marketing, the publicity, and the footwork, and the numerous telephone calls, but it is so worth it when God has gifted you. And you love what you're doing, and it's your passion. You will work night and day for that. And God gives you the grace to do it. And that's how amazingly this book was written during the summer of last year. However, it came from a journal that I was keeping since 2009. And I just started to just talk about the feelings and the times post Katrina, during the storm and after the storm. And I was just taking notes of everything that was happening in my life, because I knew that one day that God would have me with a platform where I can tell everybody else, no matter what you go through, job loss, homelessness, divorce, death, whatever come with me, because it was an extreme in my life and my family's life, because when the levees broke, we had 10 to 11 feet of water. I cannot remember, but I have that in the book. The book is not entirely about Hurricane Katrina. It is the basis from which I was able to describe my journey and to talk about how I was able to become resilient and to overcome. Now, being the teacher that I am, I'm going to go into teaching mode here, and I'm going to read to you exactly what resilience is, because most people, when you say resilient, come to mind bounce back, the bounce back generation. Yes, that's a part of it. But here are some characteristics of resilience. You have an internal locus of control. You have a strong self-esteem. You have personal goals, a sense of meaningfulness. You use your past successes to confront your current challenges. You view stress as a challenge or a way to get stronger. You use humor, patience, tolerance, and optimism. Able to adapt to change. Has an action-oriented approach. You have a strong relationship. You ask for help. You're not ashamed to ask for help. All of us need help, the strongest of us, especially the stronger. And you have faith, because this is not a how-to book. This is not something that says do 1, 2, 3, and boom, you're over it. No, you're not over it. It's just based upon my relationship with God, my experiences, and I have 4 chapters that explain what I did to overcome. And it's a constant letting go of the past, letting go of things, being able to, it does not matter if it's never resolved. Some things are never going to be resolved, and we have to be okay with that. We have to know that if we hold on to unforgiveness and we're not willing to become positive in a negative situation that we're in, we're going to stay stuck. And who wants that? God is constantly changing and evolving plans for us when we hit a roadblock or when there are detours. It's like a GPS. When, okay, you get off the wrong track, the voice is going to say, rerouting. I hate that voice. I can't stand that voice. Reroute you. So it may take you longer to get there, but we're always in a state of movement. So if you don't, and if you don't let go, you're stuck. If you hold on to unforgiveness and you clench your fist, you can't get anything in there with a clenched fist. You have to let it go. And is it hard? Yes, it's hard. It's very difficult. I'll start with, the first chapter is about physical fitness. And if we're not eating healthy and we're not exercising, remember I talked about resilient having self-esteem. You have to love yourself. You have to when you look in the mirror, you have to be okay with how you look and how you face the world, because people will tell you some really, really negative things. You see it in the media. You think you don't fit that standard. And so you start feeling bad about yourself.
Yes.
But you have to love who you are. And when you exercise and when you eat healthy, and those stressors come, and they will come, your body is able to heal itself better. Not that if you're physically fit or eating healthy, that you would never get disease or you would never suffer pain in your body. You will. The difference is you're coming from a perspective where your body is equipped, because the body is a temple of God.
Yes.
God has placed everything inside of us that's needed for healing. But we have to feed the right nutrients, the right vitamins.
Teach.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
That is very true.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely
I've had
true.
a health scare this year that I won't go into detail about. It was pretty serious.
Yes.
I've had a health scare in the past. And I tell you, one thing the doctors would tell me, I can tell you take care of yourself. How you were able to recover so quickly. Your recuperation will be shorter.
Yes.
And you'll be able to stand against the different, things that have come into your mind, telling you won't get well, all this is going to happen to you, whatever. Look around you, look at all this going on in the hospital, whatever. You're not going to get out of here, whatever. When you have a positive outlook,
that's right.
you know how to rebuke those thoughts.
That's
and
right.
so I had a former colleague who bought my book, and he was stuck on chapter 3. He said, I just can't, and it was taking so long, and he was educating to read. I said, you're only on chapter 3? And so I nicknamed him chapter 3. I said, chapter 3? I said, wait a minute, what is chapter, and chapter 3 was about unforgiveness. And I found out he was harboring, he shared with me, he was harboring unforgiveness. He was going through a divorce, and it was pretty nasty, and he couldn't get past that because he wasn't ready to forgive and let go. And one thing I learned about forgiveness, first of all, I think about this. Who am I to not forgive someone? How arrogant is that I choose who I'm going to forgive? What if God would have decided, I'm not forgiving Gwen, and he sent his only son Jesus down here, the King of Kings? Did we deserve for the King of Kings to come down here and lay on a cross and suffer the worst pain unimaginable? No one in this world has ever suffered, but he did it for us. Did we deserve that?
No.
So then I say, well, who am I to say, I'm not forgiving you? Because when I hold on to that, the Bible says if you don't forgive your brother, neither will he forgive. No one on this earth is worth me missing my blessings. I love blessings. Don't you love blessings? Yes. And you have to be able to, not just for, it's not for them, it's for you. You hear that a lot. You hear that a lot. And you're not forgiving for them, it's for you, but it is true. And then another part of unforgiveness, what people don't really talk about, the fact that you don't forgive yourself. I had a problem with that. I was hard. It was really hard on myself. I was a perfectionist, and I'm trying to get better. I think I'm better, But and so I was really hard. It was easier for me to forgive others than to forgive me.
Absolutely.
And you're hitting on such real experiences and real topics for all of us in our Christian walk, because like you said, it's easier to say forgive and forget, but when someone hurts you, it's raw, and you feel it, and you're in your feelings, and even as Christians, that's right, you're in your feelings, and so I think it is a great reminder, and I think that's why it's so important to be surrounded by other Christians, and that's why I so believe in iron sharpens iron.
That's right.
Because we can't do this no matter what your relationship is with God.
Do it alone.
You can't do it alone. You have to have other people in your life sowing into you, saying, maybe you should have did it this way.
Right.
I think I understand why you did it, but perhaps you should have went about it a little differently.
Right.
And I think sometimes when we don't have people like that
Hold
in
you
our lives,
accountable.
right. And so I'm so glad you brought that up, because it is something that we definitely have to do for ourselves, but we have to do it for the loved ones in our lives as well.
That's true. The generations to follow. If you're a mother or grandmother, whatever, some things, they're like seeds inside of you. And if you don't ask God to help you to get delivered from the anger and the trauma that you experienced, maybe in your childhood or whatever, that goes on to the next generation. You pass that down. And so, Lynn, to further explain about why forgiveness is hard, because we were born into sin. We're flesh. We cannot do this. To forgive is supernatural.
Say that again.
It's, to forgive someone is a supernatural occurrence. We can't do it in ourselves. The love that we claim we have for our spouses or our friends or our family members, that love is not enough. We need unconditional love. That's what I'm trying and striving to do every single day, because we fall in it, and I know I do every single day. And forgiveness is not a one-time thing. You may get over something, and then years later it comes back, but it's not as painful. You know, it's not as sharp as it was years ago. So and I think God does that to let you know, honey, you have not arrived. You will not arrive until that trumpet blows, if you go through the rapture, or if you go by the way of the grave. You will not arrive until it's over. And it's not over until you're no longer here. So don't be hard on yourself, and yes, I have to admit that is really one of the hardest things to do.
I told y'all were in for a treat today. I told y'all were in for a treat today. So, for those that may want to get in contact with you to have you come speak or to actually purchase your book, how can they actually connect with you?
Okay. First of all, you guys have my telephone number. And my email address. And then I do have a social media presence. I am on Facebook, www.facebook.com, Gwen J. Never Give Up. And also Twitter. And I like to tweet. I really I love tweeting, and I love Instagramming. And so I'm at Gwen_Gwenny. That's Twitter. And then on Instagram, just simply Miss Gwen J. I would love to hear from you. You can see I'm a talker. I like to talk. But I'm also a good listener. And so, that's how they can contact me.
Now, you had a couple of book signings scheduled. You want to talk a little bit about those?
No, I've had them already.
Okay, well, you can still
the
share.
latest one was in New Orleans.
All right.
And I don't want to get emotional. That wasn't my first one. The first one, actually coming up on a year of the first one, that was in Charlotte, November 17th.
Okay.
Because my book is at the Park Road Bookstore in Charlotte, and also at one of the largest churches in Charlotte, Friendship Missionary Baptist Church. You can find may have a few copies left, other than being on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. So my first book signing, it was really special. It was November 17th. And I'll never forget that day. That particular day, there was a ski shop next to the bookstore. And for some reason, they had these searchlights, those big lights that go up in the air. Trust me, I had nothing to do with it. But one of my team members, who does some of my PR, she said, Gwen, why did you have to be so extra? I said, I didn't pay for those lights. So I felt really blessed. And so it was a very good turnout. And then the second book signing, which was in my hometown, which was very, oh my God, it was very emotional, because I'm going back home for Christmas for the first time since Katrina.
I was going to say, for those that don't know, tell them, so that they do know where, and kind of like a little bit about the basis from where the story kind of developed from.
Okay, this is live TV, and my voice is kind of cracking out on me right now. But anyway, the basis, as I think I said earlier, was because of my experience and my family experience, losing everything in Hurricane Katrina, leaving New Orleans, evacuating to Texas, where my brother and his wife and the children stayed. And we lived there for a few months with them, and then move into an apartment, which was different for us because we had owned a home and all. And so we were there for about a year. Okay. And we weren't too happy there. Even though it was a beautiful city in Texas, but it wasn't home. And I wanted to see more trees. I wanted to see more water. Can you imagine? And so, you know, I always liked North Carolina because I'm a nature person. I love the water. I love trees. And I've never seen so many different kinds of trees as I've seen in North Carolina. Now, all you New Orleanians who may be listening, don't look at me like that. You know how you are. I'm not saying it's more beautiful than New Orleans. New Orleans is a beautiful city with lots of trees also.
Watch her face. Watch her face.
So please, don't go around saying Gwen's out there talking about Charlotte is more beautiful. I did not say that it's not more beautiful than New Orleans, you know. So anyway, so that's how I came to the North Carolina area. Because we decided, okay, we can't stay here in this flat land, Texas, everything flat, not enough water to see. Yes, that's how it came to be. And I forgot what the original question was that you asked me. Was that it?
No, that was it.
We're just telling them so that they have a little bit of background of where Never Give Up came from in the premise.
Exactly.
And I love the cover of this book.
Oh, there's a story.
I am an ocean girl.
Me too.
Beach,
you like boats and all that? Yachts?
Little
yachty?
Yeah. But I'm even just a water girl. I just love to just go in the water, and I don't swim much. I just float. I just flip over my back and just float, you know. But this picture is just so amazing. Can you just talk a little bit about that picture? It's just celebration, just surrender, just...
Do you already know the story behind this? Okay, I don't know if I want
what a
to
testimony,
share this.
Right?
Okay, the front of this book, this picture was Martha's Vineyard. And I was honored in Martha's Vineyard this year, which happened to be the 10th year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, wow.
The night I was honored and received the award and everything was the anniversary of Katrina. Wow. I couldn't say much that night because I was emotional.
Yes.
However, I had no idea this was going to be the picture for the book. I wasn't thinking about a book at that time. I just, a friend of mine that lives in Atlanta took this picture, and I just felt like I felt free.
Absolutely.
I was finally free. That year, in Charlotte, one of the major news stations interviewed myself and about 7 or 8 other evacuees this year. So it was a monumental year because of that. Yes.
Wow.
Very.
Wow. Well, we want to thank you for being on the broadcast today. You've brought such a breath of sunshine and hope.
You made it easy.
That message of being resilient is going to stay with us. I think, and our viewers too. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the message that that I hope that people get, that no matter what we go through, all of us have obstacles, all of us have issues and things that we go through. But when you have the mindset of never giving up, and I call it my fear factor, which is facing every assignment relentlessly. That no matter those obstacles, you can overcome them, and also my be unstoppable. Be unstoppable, because those things are going to come in our lives, and it's not how that they're coming, but it's how you choose to go, how you choose to challenge them and go up against them. So
gotta keep moving.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so with that in mind, we're going to keep moving and encourage our viewers to keep moving. Pick up your copy of Never Give Up, a guide to being resilient. Support Gwen J, and support all Christian authors. Hopefully, if you're interested in getting more information about different Christian authors, visit us online at www.christianauthorsontour.com. We're here every Friday from 9:30 to 10 on the WBGR Gospel Network. If you can't watch us live, you can tune in to watch reruns on YouTube or at http://caotv.blogspot.com. And if you're just not an internet guy, girl, we have a telephone number you can call. It's 800-929-1418. But we would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for your support. And until next time, God bless.
See you next